to Songos for Dummies. I'm the dummy. All right.
You ever go to school, stupid?
Yeah, and I come out the same way.
Oh, never mind that.
All right. You know, I did a Songo thing a long time ago, but I'm much better at editing and all that kind of stuff now, so I wanted to teach it again, well, for a couple of reasons. I'm always honest, I always say too much in these videos, but I'm so busy learning stuff I got 4 gigs next week. 4 gigs, woohoo! And it has, like, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday booked. If I get Saturday, I got all 5. Wow. Maybe stuff is coming back after the pandemic. Okay, so let's talk about Songo. Songos is a unique pattern because you can use it in a lot of situations. You just don't have to have the word Songo on the chart or a song with a Songo. You can use it in all sorts of things. And there's a couple of variations I'm going to show you, right? So, let's do this. Let's start with, take it off the cowbell, let's do it right on the hi-hat. So, you've got your lead hand. Remember, I am left-handed, so whatever hand you use, where your lead hand's going to play quarter notes. Maybe it's not going to be your lead hand, I don't know, but one of your hands has got to play quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to put the bayou in the bass drum, which is very common in Latin grooves. You got that 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, or some people count it 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Because I've used the Songo more in funk, I'm gonna stick to 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think it's easier to comprehend. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and right. So that's the basic bottom of the Songo. That's got to stay constant, and we can mess around with our hands a little bit. So you might want to start with the cross stick. I've heard the Songo's done with the cross stick. It sounds kind of cool. So your first note in the cross stick is going to be the end of 1. Watch. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and if I was counting it in cut time, which you also might see, it would be 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 3, 4. Right? Like I said, I'm going to stay to the counting in 4. It just, to me, it feels better. Okay? Wrong or right. I don't get that many Latin calls. The situations I've had, I've been able to use that counting, and it's worked. All right. So now you want to put the cross stick, at least in the first half of this bar, around the bass drum. Watch. 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and so I'm sort of surrounding that bass drum. Now, when I started as I did on the cowbell, you can have that lead hand playing it anywhere, right? I'm doing it higher because everything's much easier to hear. So now in the second half, we're going to do a double. We're going to do E and on the cross stick. And you can do this on the snare as well. But watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to continue, right, so you see what we got now. We were filling out this bar. And again, you can do all this on the snare with some accents, and we'll get to that. So now we've got the E and, right? E and, E and, and then we're going to put that E and da again. E and da. Watch. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, hard to count that out. It really is hard to count that out. One more time. 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 E and a some reason, I grew up on counting, but when I'm counting that stuff, woo-hoo-hoo.
For I am Costanza, Lord of the Idiots.
So that's the whole pattern. That's the whole pattern. Now let's change that cross stick to the snare. I'm going to make that first and, a bit of an accent. Watch. 1, 2, 3, and then of course you can mess with those accents a bit, move them around, but that and of one really has to stay there. So let's do it a little quicker. Doing that. No, when I'm doing that kind of songo, I don't use any accent except that and. One more time. All you got to do now is move your lead hand over to the cowbell. I'll start it slow, and then we'll do it more at a dance tempo. Usually that quarter note pulse is going to be at 120, usually. Somewhere in that area for this groove. Here we go. Nice and slow. Alright guys, let's do it at dance tempo. Usually 120 is dance tempo, but some of the Latin dances are a little quicker, so I set this for 125. Got it on the metronome so I can hear it, nail that dance tempo for you. And let's do it for a bit. And I'm going to throw some dancers up here somewhere that I'm going to steal off the internet. And like I stole at the beginning, I'll probably use the same ones. And then you just see how it works. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I'm in a situation and there is no percussion, or maybe it's more of a rock thing, I'm going to change this pattern a little bit. I'm going to add a nice solid 4 on the snare. I also may add 1 on the bass drum. Watch, let's try it nice and slow. 1, man, that is really hard to do slow and count out. Let me do it a little quicker. You can hear how that flows, right? And that 1, especially in a rock situation, just adds a better anchor to the groove, but you still got that bayou in there. Now, if I move that to the cowbell, I would probably, because I don't like to do this. I don't like to go under the arm up here, and I won't do that. So if I'm on the cowbell, I'll add 4 and so watch. Very cool sounding groove. Very cool sounding groove. Very easy, very cool. At first the coordination is going to throw you a little bit. If you wanted to, you don't even have to worry about the more authentic one. You could just do the more rock one, right? With that bass drum on 1. You don't have to put the bass drum on one. You can. That's what's kind of cool about the Songo. You can also. So let's do a final variation I want to show you before I let you out of here. I'm screwed up in the head.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
So you got, and this variation would be opening up the hi-hat, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This adds a little bit of a tougher coordination in your feet. So the best way to do that is to get started with just your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, when you're doing hand playing the coordinates, get very comfortable. And in that hand, watch. Accent on the snare there on that in the second bar, right? And you don't have to do that. You can do that, whatever you want. So let's go now to the groove that I started with, without the cowbell, with the hi-hat doing that, and without the tom-tom, because I don't like doing that cross, and we'll just hear how cool it sounds. So here we go, and I'm going to take you out with this and play around a little bit. I'll see you on the next one. I got a couple more surprises coming up for you this month. One I'm working very heavily on, a couple. So, you know, normally I do like one at a time. This time I got 3 going. So, all right, here we go. See 1, 2, 3, 4.